Good morning, student. Welcome to the final video of this basic rule, or we can say the programming principle. It is the third and last video related with that. After that video, we are going to start programming in Python, right? So here, this video is also related with some common programming terms that we can use in the programming industry, right? Here, the very first term, today's very first term, it is character set. Character set means the keyboard entry that can be recognized by a specific programming language, right? What is there in the keyboard? If you see the keyboard properly, you find alphabets, or we can say letters are there. You find digits on the keyboard. You find special symbols on the keyboard, and other than this, you find some control keys, you find some white space characters also there on the keyboard, right? So here, character set means each and every valid character that can be recognized by a specific programming language, right? Here, in this character set technique, you should remember some name. Each and every alphabet, either it is a capital alphabet or it is a small alphabet. Each and every alphabet known as letter, right? Known as letter. Then after that 0 to 9, total 10 digits are there in the programming language. These 0 to 9 are known as digit. Clear? Then bracket, plus, minus, this inverted comma, double inverted comma, then semicolon, then this dollar symbol, then this underscore symbol. All these things are known as special symbols in a programming language, right? It is special symbols. Clear? Then the fourth one, that includes tab. Generally, the symbol of tab, one key is there on the keyboard. When you press the tab key, it is somehow equivalent to 8 times space. Either you can press 8 times space bar, or you can press the tab key. Right? So here, tab, then this enter symbol, this one, control and shift, and all different keys are there. These keys, or we can say new line character, backspace, all these things are known as white space character, right? White space character. So quickly just try to remember all these names. Alphabets are known as letters in the programming. 0 to 9, these are digits. Normally it is these are the digits only, and in programming also we can say these are the digits. Then other than this letter and alphabet, some special symbols are also there on our keyboard, and these symbols are under the category of special symbols. Clear? Now the last one, white space character. So all of these entries are legal in the programming language, so it is known as character set. Clear? In Python support Unicode. Right, universal coding system. So the character set of Python, it is much higher than the other languages. Clear? Now just come to the second portion. It is identifier. Right, identifier means a valid name that is given by the programmer. Right, a valid name that is given by the programmer for variables, for functions, for objects, for files, etc. Right? If you just see, a sample program is also there on the board. Just check this sample program and read the question. The question related with this sample program is, create a program in Python that can solve the following equation, and one equation is also there. Means you have to write a program that satisfies this equation. Satisfy mean what? If I give you the value of A and B, then automatically computer calculates the value of Z. It is the sample program, right? So here, to solve this equation, I want the value of A from the user, I want value of B from the user, and when I am having both these values, then my software, my program can convert, can declare the result of Z, right? So here A, B and Z, these are the identifiers for this program A, B, Z, right? A, B, Z, these names are given by the programmer itself. कोई भी नाम दे सकता है, वो यहाँ पर उसने कर दिया राम, श्याम, मोहन. It is valid. It is on the programmer side only, right? So here, any valid name that is given by the programmer to the variable of the program here A, B and Z, these are known as variables, right? So any valid name, this some rules and regulations are related with this identifier naming, right? You cannot give any type of name to the identifier. You have to follow some certain restriction, some certain rules and regulation while giving the name. Suppose as I am going to give one example only. Suppose this ABC, it is a valid name. In any programming language, you can use this ABC name. But here, the second one, ABC1, it is also valid. But if you write one ABC, it is not valid at all. Clear? So here, some rule and regulations are there related with the identifier. We will discuss this identifier concept in the very first chapter of Python. Clear? Now the next one. This one is the most important part of this video lecture. It is literals and values. What different type of literals can be used by a specific programming language, right? Now, just understand some technical names. Here, I am going to write one thing. A equal to single inverted comma P, right? In the next line, I am going to write this one, P equal to Ramesh. Done? Here, this value, by literal means value only. So we have to identify how many different type of values are there. Values can be included in the programming, right? So here, very first, if you are going to give a single alphabet to a variable, A is a variable, B is a variable, and we are going to give value P, alphabet P, to the variable A. It is known as character, C-H-A-R. In short, we can say it is character. Clear? When group of alphabets are there, group of letters are there, just like this one, Ramesh. Yes, in Python, if you want to insert group of alphabet, either you can use single inverted comma or you can use double inverted comma. It's on you completely, right? But group of alphabets are there. The technical name of this one is string. I can say it is a string value. Variable B, it is a variable B. Variable B stores a string value, and the value is Ramesh. Variable A stores a character value, and the value of variable A, it is P. Clear? So here it is character, it is a string. A string means any group of alphabet. If you include different alphabets in a single value, then it is known as string string. Right? Now just see. C equal to 17. Digit 0 to digit means combination of 0 to 9. So here it is digit. Here you have to judge. You have to check that the digit is a whole digit or it is a fractional digit. 17. It is a whole number. So here, if no decimal point is there in the digit, this digit is known as integer digit. In short, you can say it is int. Remember it, keep it in your mind. It is everywhere in every program, right? So here, non-decimal value, each and every non-decimal value, it is treated as an integer value in the programming. Clear? Just remember the name only. Now, just check it out. Now the next one, D equal to 25.50. this one. 17, it is the whole number. 25.50, it is a fractional digit. Fractional digit means the digit that contain decimal point. This particular formation, if it is there in your program, it is known as float. F-L-O-A-T, float. It is a float value, right? One more value is there in Python, that is known as complex value, but here we are going to take the general term that is equivalent in each and every programming language. So on other programming language, integer and float, only two values are there, character and string. Right, these are the values related with letters. These two values are related with digits. Done. So integer, float, digit. In some programming language, you can supply this one also, true, true, or you can supply false also. In some programming language only. Okay, true and false. If any variable, here variable e and f, these two variable contains the value true and the value false. अपने को सिर्फ ये ध्यान रखना है what is the name of these type of values, right? Two different values are there in some programming language, right? Not each and every language. In some programming language, true and false are also as a literal, as a value. And which particular kind of value? These values are known as Boolean value. Clear? Recently we have finished a complete chapter related with this Boolean algebra. So true and false, these two values are under the category of Boolean value. Right? Then one more value, that is none. It is known as special value or null value. Clear? So how many different type of literals are there, or we can say values are there in the programming. If you store single alphabet, it is under the category of character. If you store group of alphabet, it is under the category of string. Now digits are having two different categories. Non-decimal value, it is under integer. Decimal value, it is under float. Simple one. Then true and false, these two values are also there in some programming language, and these values are known as Boolean values. And the last one, null, none, N-O-N-E, none. None represents null, right? It is a special value. It is there in some programming language only, not each and every language. Clear? So I hope that particular topic is clear in your mind. Now the next topic is operator, the second important topic of today's video lecture. Operators. Operators. Here. Yeah, very first, if we see the mathematics that you are going to read from class 3rd, 4th, 5th until this class 10. In mathematics, two different type of calculations are there. The first calculation, it is known as arithmetical calculation. And the second type of calculation, it is known as logical calculation. I want to give two different examples. I want to put two different examples in front of you. What is arithmetical calculation? Suppose z equal to 10 plus 15. It is a simple equation related with maths. Now, if you want to find out which type of calculation is this, either it is an arithmetical calculation or it is a logical calculation. So, just check the equation. If the result of a calculation is in digit, I am telling you again, result of any calculation, it is there in digit, then it is known as arithmetical calculation. Here, what is the result? 10 plus 15. The result is 25. Here, just check the result. Result is a digit. So, it is an arithmetical equation. Right? Again, z equal to 4 square. Result. The result in digit. Again, it is an arithmetical calculation. Here again, z equal to root 4. The result is 2. Arithmetical calculation. Clear? So, all the calculation that produces result in digit only, these calculations are known as arithmetical calculation, right? The second type of calculation that we can say logical calculation. What is this logical one? A calculation that produces a result in true or false. It is the logical calculation. 5 greater than 3. What is the result? Result is true. Yes, 5 is greater than 3. Or we can say yes or true. Right? If I put this one, 10 less than 5. 10 is less than 5. What will be the result of this equation? Here the result is false. So, if you see a special type of equation that produces result in either in true or false, these type of calculations are under the category of logical calculation. Clear? And above one, these are arithmetical calculation, AC. Done. So here our topic is related with operators. In programming, 4 to 5 different operators are there. But in this video lecture, we will discuss about some common operators, right? In programming, there are some arithmetical operators. Arithmetical operators means that give the result, these operators can give the result in digit. How many arithmetical operators are there? Plus, minus, multiplication, division, and then this modulo. These 5 common arithmetical operators are there in most of the programming language. Here plus means addition, minus subtraction. This symbol, it is the multiplication symbol, just check it out. 1 cross and then plus. This is the multiplication symbol in our program. So here multiplication, division is this one. In some books in mathematics, you use this division symbol as this one, but it is not valid in computer programming. You should write it as 5 upon 2. Here, this is the division symbol in our computer. Then percent symbol, it is known as a modulo operator, right? So these are the arithmetical operators that are common in programming languages. Now the next one, relational operators. Relational operators means the operator by which we can develop a relational calculation. These are the relational operators. कौन-कौन से होते हैं? If you want to see this one, relational operators, greater than, less than, it is greater than or equal to, then the next one is less than or equal to, then equality checker, and here it is not equal to. These are the relational operators of the programming language, right? By using this relational operator, we can produce logical equation, and when computer is going to solve this logical equation, it will produce the result either in true or in false. Clear? So these type of different operators are there in the programming language. Now the next one, it is expression. Expression means any valid arrangement of operators and operands that can be understood by the computer. Right here, just see, if I want to create one example for you, what is this expression? Suppose you are going to write an equation, this one, z equal to a plus b. It is a mathematical equation. You can write this equation as it is in your programming interface also. Here, when you write this equation in your program, in your coding, it is known as expression. Expression is the another name, the technical name of equation, but here computer check that you supply a valid expression or not. Valid expression means a valid combination of operators and operands. Clear? Suppose z equal to a plus b, it is valid. Now, if I write this equation, is it valid one? just see the equation, just see the expression. It is not valid, right? Why it is not valid? It is based on the previous mathematics that you read in the previous classes. Clear? Now, one more example. Suppose one equation is this one, z equal to a square plus b square. It is right. It is a mathematical equation. In mathematics, it is right. But if you write this equation in your program, it is wrong. Why it is wrong? Because this square symbol, this square 2 raised to 2 raised to 3 raised to 4, this is not there in your computer's keyboard. So what you can do, if you write this equation in your program, it is wrong. Now you have to convert this equation according to your computer's criteria. What is the computer criteria here? A square is not there in your keyboard. So, you just convert this equation like this. Z equal to A into A. Clear? Into is the this multiplication. Multiplication symbol is there in our programming. It is there in the operator. So, instead of writing A square, just write A into A. Done. Now, plus B into B. Now, it is a valid expression. Equation is converted into expression. Just see the example here. The sample program is there. Here in this sample program, instructions are to create a program that solves this equation. Now a square plus 2ab plus b square. This equation is valid in mathematics, but it is not valid in programming. Why it is not valid? A square not there in our computer's programming language. 2ab is also not there. 2ab, computer is treated this one as a different variable. But here, just see how I can convert this equation into expression. Just check this one. A square, A into A, clear? Plus 2ab, instead of writing 2ab, I wrote 2 into A into B. Valid na? Then plus B square means B into B. So now it is the valid expression. I hope the topic is clear in front of you. Right? So, this is the last topic, expression. You have to convert a mathematical equation according to the rule of programming, and once you convert the equation that supports your programming language, then only the equation is treated as valid expression, or we can say just expression. Right? Now just check it out. One sample program is also there. Here the program is related with to create this one. Now, in programming, if you want to create a program that is based on an equation, very first work you have to find out how many different variables are there in this equation. Variables, or how many different objects are there in this equation. How many different objects? Z, it is the first object, then A, then B, bas. Z, A, B, 3 different variables are there in this particular equation. So, in your program, you have to create 3 different variables with a valid name. Clear? This name is known as identifier. Right? So just check the program. The first one, it is comment. In the previous video I told you that each and every line of your program, of your Python program that starts from hash, it is known as comment. Comment is a non-executable line of the program. The compiler or the interpreter, it will not execute this line. So what is the purpose of this line? It is for the readable purpose only. Clear? So here the first line is comment. Computer is going to start the execution of the second line. A equal to integer. What is integer here? What is integer here? Just check this only. Non-decimal value. Then input, enter first digit. Very first, this enter first digit, this message is there, will be there on your computer's monitor. Right? Now, after that, suppose in front of this message, I supply 40. The value as 40. This 40 is going to store inside the variable A. This is the identifier. Right? When computer executes the second line, enter second value. This message is there on the monitor, and computer is waiting for my response, waiting for the user's response. Here, user is going to insert 20. 20 is stored in the variable B. Right? Now just see the processing line, just see the expression here. To solve this equation, to solve this expression here, the role is of ALU, arithmetical and logical unit of your computer. Computer is going to, this ALU is going to put the values of A and B in this equation. It is going to calculate the result. It is going to store the final result into the variable Z. Done? And then in the next line, when computer executes this line, the result is, it is the message, it is there on the monitor, and just after the message, computer will generate the value of Z. Clear? So it is a simple program. This program is under the category of beginners level program, or we can say it is the easiest form of programming. But till now, you have faced two different type of program. The first one, it is there in the previous video, and it is the second program. Just try to understand some simple terms that are there in the programming. Some simple, we can say formations that are there in the program. Right? Some simple sequencing that are there in the program. Right? I hope this video is fruitful for you. Thank you very much. Thank you.